Former President Donald Trump understands the political liability associated with pursuing a national abortion ban, which is why he put out a statement indicating that he is not going to pursue a national abortion ban and feels that the issue should be left up to the states.
Former President Donald Trump issued his declaration on abortion today, what he feels should happen with abortion. Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur chimed in on what Trump had to say. We're going to take a look at, first of all, Trump's statement. Then we will get into what Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur had to say. And throughout the video, I will interject my thoughts. So first, let's take a look at Donald Trump's statement.
Many people have asked me what my...
Okay, first of all, before we really get into this, is it just me, or does Trump look like a butterball Thanksgiving turkey? I mean, the tan is not looking good. Not that it ever looks good, but he looks like a Thanksgiving turkey to me.
My position is on abortion and abortion rights, especially since I was proudly the person responsible for the ending of something that all legal scholars, both sides, wanted and, in fact, demanded be ended. Roe v. Wade. They wanted it ended. My view is that...
I don't know about legal scholars, but the people of the country did not want Roe v. Wade ended. Almost 2/3 of Americans, so about 64%, said prior to the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade, don't do it. And about that same number feels the same way after the Supreme Court did. So the number of people who wanted Roe v. Wade overturned were very much and are very much in the minority. They are not in the mainstream of politics.
Now that we have abortion where everybody wanted it from a legal standpoint, the states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land. In this case, the law of the state. Many states will be different. Many will have a different number of weeks, or some will have more conservative than others, and that's what they will be. At the end of the day, this is all about the will of the people. You must follow your heart, or in many cases, your religion or your faith.
Sure, people could follow their heart. They could decide not to have an abortion if they don't want to. And people who need to have an abortion could have one. That's all you do. It was fine where it is with Roe v. Wade, or where it was with Roe v. Wade. That would have been people following their heart. If you don't like abortion, don't have one. Simple. But let's see what Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur had to say.
It must be remembered that the Democrats are the radical ones on this position because they support abortion up to and even beyond the 9th month. The concept of having an abortion in the later months and even execution after birth. And that
no one supports execution after birth. Absolutely no one. And as we'll see here from Anna Kasparian and Cenk later on, late-term abortions are very rare, and they're only in cases where the mother or the baby's life are in danger.
That's exactly what it is. The baby is born, the baby is executed after birth.
Insanity.
Is unacceptable,
not true at all.
And almost everyone agrees with that.
Now, the only thing that's accurate about the insane statement you just heard from Donald Trump is that he is correct that most people agree executing babies is bad. Now,
well, okay, low bar.
Okay. Good thing it's not actually happening, despite the fear-mongering that you might hear from conservatives on the matter. We'll get to that in just a moment.
There are no doctors anywhere who are executing babies. It's just not happening. Right-wingers can claim this all they want. It's not true. It's a lie.
But we're going to hear how Trump believes that abortion policy should be handled on a state level. And in his statement, he managed to upset members of both sides of the political aisle, which is fun. Love to hear it. First, we have to disprove the claim, though, that abortions are taking place after the 9th month of pregnancy, which means that the baby is born and it is thus a living, breathing, viable human being. And Aborting it would mean killing it, murdering it, and that's a crime. In most states, I don't know about some blue cities, but nonetheless, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Although I don't know. Now, let's get to this. So look, again, killing a baby after it's born is considered murder. Okay, abortion is literally defined as the deliberate termination of a pregnancy. A pregnancy is when a fetus is inside the body of the woman, inside the womb of the woman. Okay. A baby that is born is a baby, not a pregnancy.
Yeah, look, you got to explain it in simple language because a lot of right-wingers really do believe this. They believe it with all their heart.
And this is just people believing what they want to believe. Americans believe all kinds of crazy things in the United States. There are people that think the earth is flat. But no matter how much this lie gets told by Donald Trump or right-wingers on TV or right-wingers on YouTube or whatever, it's not true. This isn't happening.
The only time that late-term abortions happen is when the pregnancy is a threat to the mother's life, or if there are severe abnormalities with the fetus, thus making it unviable, an unviable pregnancy. Yeah. Let's be very clear about that.
So let me just clarify the timing here. 0 to 24 weeks is the area in which the debate is happening.
Yes.
When should abortion be allowed and not allowed? In the last trimester, past the 24 weeks, Roe did not allow abortions, generally speaking, except for what Anna mentioned. The life of the baby or the mom is in danger or the baby's already died in essence, right?
So this was a great example of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Things were fine with Roe v. Wade. Almost 2/3 of the public, as I said, supported it. They didn't want it changed, but you have a bunch of radicals on the right who want to make abortion illegal so they can control women. That's it. Or they're just crazy religious zealots.
So that's that's a zone that Roe did not legalize. They don't understand that. Roe made that illegal in the last trimester. Post-birth is a third area, which is not a thing because it's post-birth. And that is why no one has ever done an abortion post-birth. It's literally not possible. You're talking about a different concept and it's never happened unless someone wanted to kill their baby for other reasons and then they just committed a murder, okay?
Right.
And obviously doctors are not doing that. Doctors are not killing babies after they're born. If somebody has a baby, it's their baby, and then they kill it, that's a murder. That has nothing to do with abortion at all.
So please do not sound like lunatics, right-wingers, when you make up things that don't make any sense at all.
Now, in reality, abortions occurring at or after 21 weeks of gestation.
And this is some great data that Anna Kasparian gets into here. Right-wingers want to make out like they're just late-term abortions just happening all the time. First of all, why would a woman go through all the trouble of pregnancy? It's not like for most women, pregnancy is an enjoyable, fun thing. I mean, women want to have babies, but the actual pregnancy for most women is not particularly enjoyable. So why would a woman go through all of that for 7, 8, 9 months and just be like, I changed my mind. I want to get rid of it now. That's not happening. Nobody, they talk about abortion as birth control. Nobody is having a late-term abortion as birth control. Late-term abortions are happening to women trying to have a baby. They've gone to that late stage because they want to have a baby, but something horrible has gone wrong, either with them or with the baby itself. So it's actually a really sad situation that women are not choosing to do that lightly. They're only having a late-term abortion if there are serious problems.
And are incredibly rare. In fact, let's take a look at this pie chart that was put together by the Kaiser Family Foundation. And what it shows you is prior to the Dobbs decision, the vast majority of abortions actually occurred early in pregnancy, right? So according to the CDC's abortion surveillance data for 2021, the vast number of abortions, 96% occurred at or before 15 weeks.
96% at or before 15 weeks.
Gestation, while 3% occurred from 16 to 20 weeks gestation, and just 1% of abortions were performed at or after 21 weeks. And in those instances, again, it happened due to abnormalities of the fetus, severe abnormalities, or because the pregnancy was posing a threat to the mother's life. So what's interesting is obviously Trump's lies there trigger people on the left like myself because those lies are dangerous and it misinforms the public about the reality of late-term abortions. But there are people on the right who are real salty about Trump's statements as well because aside from his absurd attacks on Democrats, he feels that abortion should not be a national issue, that the topic should be left to the states to decide, which I also thought was really fascinating, Cenk, because yes, this has led to a lot of criticism from the far right, the so-called pro-life anti-abortion groups who want this to be a national issue, who want a national ban. But it is interesting that Trump on one hand is fear-mongering about, late-term abortions and abortions happening after the baby is born, but he feels that should be a state's issue.
Yeah, that's very interesting because think out the logic, guys. If you're a Trump fan, think out the logic. So he's saying, oh my God, you're executing the babies, but I'm gonna leave that to the states.
So I think Cenk is giving Trump a little bit too much credit here. I don't think he's thought it out that far. What Trump is trying to do is Trump is trying to thread the needle. He was supposed to issue some kind of an actual nationwide ban of a certain number of weeks. Some people thought it would be 6 weeks. Some people thought it would be 15 weeks. Trump knows that this has been a losing issue for Republicans. They're the dog that caught the car that they've been chasing for decades and decades. And now they don't know what to do because they finally, they weren't able to use that for votes, or they were able to use that for votes for decades. Now they've overturned Roe, and it's very, very unpopular. Even in red states, when it shows up on the ballot, people are voting to keep abortion rights. People don't want these rights taken away from them. But Trump has to try to thread the needle to cater to the right wingers. So he throws out all this insane stuff about executing babies, but he's saying, I'll leave it up to the states. So then he doesn't have to commit to a certain number of months. It's just a standard, politician move for him. And he really chickened out. But what do you think? Are Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur right? Here, is Trump right? Are you happy with the statement that Trump made today? Make sure to give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.